Okay, hello Bio, this is Mr. B, and we are going to finish up our chapter on cellular respiration with this video. It's kind of a shorter chapter, it's only 2 sections, so we're going to get right into it. So we're going to take a look at our final steps of cellular respiration. We're going to look at the Krebs cycle and the electron transport chain. So to get started here, oxygen is required for the final steps of cellular respiration, being the Krebs cycle and electron transport, and because the pathways of the cellular respiration require oxygen, they are considered to be aerobic. So aerobic is a very important word here. I'm going to make it big to show how important it is. So aerobic is an important word. It shows that oxygen is required for this reaction to occur. And remember, we said anaerobic meant without oxygen, so this is just, again, if you put that A in the front, that always means without, or just an A would mean without. So anaerobic without oxygen, aerobic with oxygen. So for the Krebs cycle, so in the presence of oxygen, pyruvic acid produced in glycolysis passes the second stage of the cellular respiration, or the Krebs cycle. So if you remember, we said that glycolysis took glucose, it broke it in half to form pyruvic acid, and so this pyruvic acid now is going to be passed into the mitochondria, because remember we started out in the cytoplasm, and now it's going to enter the Krebs cycle. And so what exactly happens during the Krebs cycle? During the Krebs cycle, the pyruvic acid, again from the glycolysis, is broken down and carbon dioxide is released in a series of energy extracting reactions. And so we start in with the pyruvic acid, we break it down, and CO2, or carbon dioxide, is released. And as a result of this breaking down, ATP is produced. So we have ATP, we have carbon dioxide, and one other product is also high energy electrons. So high energy electrons are produced, and these will going to take part in the electron transport chain. So glycolysis breaks down glucose, gives us pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid enters the Krebs cycle, it gets broken down into CO2 and to high energy electrons, and it produces ATP, and then those high energy electrons are going to move on to the electron transport chain, and we are going to look at how high energy electrons are used in the electron transport chain, and they are used to convert ADP into ATP. And on average, and remember we said ADP diphosphate and ATP is triphosphate, so here's our energy source right here, partially charged battery versus a fully charged battery. And on average, each pair of high energy electrons that moves down the electron transport chain provides enough energy to produce 3 molecules of ATP from ADP. So that's just kind of some numbers, how much energy we're actually getting. So it's around 3 molecules of ATP from ADP is what we'll get with these high energy electrons. And so that is cellular respiration right there. So we've been over the glycolysis leads to Krebs cycle, which leads to the electron transport chain, and all of those steps are going to give us ATP. And so altogether, glycolysis produces just 2 ATP molecules per molecule of glucose, and the complete breakdown of glucose through cellular respiration, including glycolysis, results in the production of 36 molecules of ATP. So keep this number in mind, 36 molecules of ATP are produced. So to wrap this up, just a little bit of review of some things we've already talked about. So comparing photosynthesis and cellular respiration, the energy flow in photosynthesis and cellular respiration take place in opposite directions. We mentioned this on the first day we talked about cellular respiration. So you can see we have the CO2 plus the water plus the energy, and this would be from the sun, is going to be, and photosynthesis is going to be used to make glucose and oxygen. Whereas in cellular respiration on the bottom here, exact opposite. We take in oxygen, take in glucose, and we have the energy, and we have CO2, and water is our result. So again, you already know that those are opposite reactions. To finish it off, on a global level, photosynthesis and cellular respiration are also opposites. So photosynthesis is going to remove CO2 from the atmosphere, and cellular respiration puts it back, while photosynthesis releases oxygen into the atmosphere, and cellular respiration uses that oxygen to release energy from food. So that is it for Chapter 9. Let me know if you have any questions.